Joining us now, a man who played in the NBA, who got buckets in the NBA, and is now watching his team do work in terms of winning a West Coast Conference championship. Jeff Judkins, congratulations on the championship, Coach. Good to have you back in Studio B.
Thanks, Spencer. It's been a fun week, and now we got to go back to work. We got some games this week, and then, of course, the tournament.
In front of 2,400 people, or almost 2,400 people, BYU beats second-place team San Diego and wins that outright conference title. I have a story for you in a second, but first I want to hear your reaction to the biggest crowd of the season to watch probably the most exciting moment in a lot of your team's careers.
Yeah, it was great to have so many people there to support not just us for the game, but our seniors. Lexi Rodouch is a special player, and that was her last game at the Marriott Center. And then Kylie, I mean, who thought Kylie, a young lady from Hawaii, would come and play at BYU and be part of this program? And so it was great to have a good turnout for that. And then, of course, to win the championship this early, it's kind of surprising. You know, this league is so competitive, and for us to be far enough ahead to be able to do that. And, you know, the thing that's nice, when we won it, Lexi said, "Coach, we're not done." And I think that's the attitude that our team has, and hopefully we'll keep getting better. And we have a big week. We need to take care of these two games and go in the tournament with a lot of confidence.
I want to talk about that in a moment, but first I want to get your opinion of Jimmer Fredette getting, 2 minutes last night, comes in, hits a three. What did you think of that?
Well, I mean, everybody knows he can shoot. The reason he's not playing in the league is his defensive presence of not being able to guard people. At least that's what they think. In college, you can sag off people. In the NBA, you're stuck guarding people who can't shoot close because it's a technical if you're not close to them, which doesn't make any sense to me, but that's what they do. But, you know, Jimmer's biggest chance will be if somebody gets hurt. You know, I mean, you're talking about those four people. He's got to hope one of those guys gets sick, injured, or he gets an opportunity.
Isn't that interesting that's what it has become for him? He's in day 2 of a 10-day contract. Do you have any idea what he might be feeling mentally right now? I know you were an NBA guy, but what would you be thinking if you were in his shoes?
He just wants to go out and play his best basketball in practice, his attitude, what kind of person he is, what kind of team player he is. Can he fit in? I really believe he needs to get in a program that the center, there's an inside presence, or there's people that can really drive. I mean, think about it. John Paxton, Steve Kerr played in the league a long time because there's a guy named Michael Jordan that you couldn't guard him one-on-one, and he penetrated and he kicked to them for shots. That's the kind of team he needs to get on. You know, I kind of had the same kind of player. Mackenzie Morrison is a great defender, though, okay? But, you know, when she's hitting jump shots, when Lexi is penetrating or Kehlani's penetrating and kicking to her and she's hitting those shots, our team is way better. It's just we have more offensive power, and that's what she brings. And she hits those shots for us. We're a very good team. And but the nice thing about Mackenzie is she's the best defender in the league. She's by far the best two-guard defender in our league.
Wow.
She shuts down. She guarded Hood, who I think is a very, very good player. She scored, I think, 8 or 10 points, but she worked for it. She's guarded Nicholson from St. Mary's, who's one of the best scorers. She's done a great job. She guarded the Texas A&M girl who's an All-American, who shut her down with 8 points. She's been for me, she's a great scorer and shooter, but her defensive presence has been totally outstanding for us.
Maybe the final question about Jimmer, who knows? This is the 5th season he's in the league. Have we seen everything Jimmer has to offer the league? Or is there some untapped part that somehow in 5 seasons we haven't seen?
I don't know. Maybe he gets a chance and he can prove to people that he can defend it. The key to life, and people don't realize this, is to play as long as you can till you take the shoes off, and now hopefully make as much money as he possibly can when he takes them off. Does he go back in the D League? I think if he doesn't get a good shot in the NBA, I think he goes over to Europe. And I think he burns it up over there and makes good money like a lot of guys have done. Pace Mannion did that. Travis Hansen did it. There's a lot of people that...
Tyler Haws is doing it, right?
Yeah, Tyler Haws is doing it. There's a lot of guys. And there's nothing wrong with that. There's nothing wrong. People don't realize how hard it is to get in that league. I mean, it's not an easy league. It's up and down, and he's had a great career, and I think a lot of people would like to see him be successful.
As of yesterday, BYU women's basketball projected as a 6th seed now in the NCAA tournament, that according to ESPN's bracketology. What do you have to do, or what do you want to accomplish over the next few weeks to potentially better that seed? I mean, could it go higher than that, Coach?
I think if we ran the table from here to the tournament, we would only that winning 5 games. Yeah, I think it would put us in a really good position to maybe be higher with some other teams getting knocked off in the tournament. I know right now the whole key to the NCAA tournament is who you're matched up with and where your team really can play their best against, and that's really when it all comes down to. That's what we're shooting for. But for me as a coach, I want my team to continue to keep going. We have Portland. They're not the top of our league, but if we lost that game, it hurt our RPI. It hurt a lot of things, and then we've never won in Gonzaga, so to be able to go in there and hopefully beat them there and then go in the tournament knowing that we're the defending champions, I think can really help us.
Is that Gonzaga game sold out, or
it is? It's sold out.
That's amazing in the kennel. What's that going to be like for you to have to win in front of that kind of crowd?
We've had our last 3 years that they've sold it out. That's the biggest game of the year for them is us, and
especially this year.
Yeah, this year senior night and all these things. So we have a lot to play for, and I think my team's excited to go there and play and hopefully play well and get our first win there.
You've coached some really good teams, a couple of Sweet 16 teams, but they've never had the RPI or the projected seed that this team does this year. So where does this team with Lexi Rydalch and Kalani Purcell and Mackenzie Pulsifer kind of sit among all the teams that you've coached?
It's hard. This team is, we have 3 scores that are different than I've had in the past. Usually I've had really, really good inside presence. And with Jen and Bay and Danny Kubik and Kristen Riley, those years of those teams that was good. This team we don't have as inside presence as well, but we have probably the most versatile team offensively that I've coached. And that Kalani has done a lot better job of posting up, as you probably noticed in that game the other night. We tried to really take care of that mismatch. With Mackenzie's outside shooting and the way that she can come off screens and shoot. And then Lexi is, I think, if she's not the best player in the nation of how to score differently, she's dang close with her outside shot, with her driving, with her pull-up, with her rebounding, with her running the court. I mean, she had 33 the other night, and it didn't even dawn on me.
I was in the crowd and I looked up and 33.
Yeah, I didn't. No, and that's when you know you're offensively that you're. Even like when Mackenzie holds somebody to 8 points and you just count on it. Or Kylie doesn't turn the ball over, she gets your team in their offense. Or it's really sad. Kristen Fuller played a good game, or Nelson now. She played a dang good game there tonight, but. Where do you play her with Lexi and Mackenzie doing what they're doing? And Amanda Weymouth, I mean, who would think that she would do what she's done this year with our team? The solid performance that she's put in for us. So it's been a great team effort. I think that's one thing about this team. We have a lot of certain players that come and do their roles and do it well, and that's why we've been winning.
Let's play a little game before you leave, because you and Jimmer have 5 years, in the NBA. So let's play a little more or less. More games played. You tell me if you think you have more or less than Jimmer.
I think I had more.
Okay, you had 272 games in the NBA. Jimmer has 234.
Okay, so I'm a little ahead of him.
Points per game, more or less than Jimmer.
I'd say I'm ahead of him also.
Ooh, he's ahead. Six a game, you had 5.4.
Okay.
Rebounds.
How many more shots did he take than me?
How many more shots? Let's look at field goals here. Don't ask me that. I got to scroll up the totals, man. He's taken 1,253 shots. You took 1,248. So he's taken 5 more shots than you.
Yeah, that's why he's ahead of me.
You jacked it up a lot. You jacked it up. Wow. Okay, how about rebounds?
I think I got him beat on that.
1.6 to 1. So
Wow.
that's not that big a margin.
Yeah, it isn't.
Okay. Jeff Judkins and Jimmer, very similar NBA career.
Okay. Well, we appreciate the insight into what it might be like for Jimmer. I mean, it's something that's difficult for BYU fans to watch because they want him to do what he did in college. They want him to have that opportunity, but it just sometimes it doesn't translate to the NBA.
It doesn't. It's more athleticism. It's one-on-one. I'm not saying he doesn't play one-on-one. That's why I think Lexi Riley has got a good opportunity in the WNBA because she is a good one-on-one player and she is a good defender. She can guard people off the dribble, and I think that's what will help her. Where, I had Erin Thorne, who was a really good player. But one of her biggest weaknesses is that she wasn't as good one-on-one player. She had to have screens. Lexi can do it by herself, and I think that'll help her when she goes to the next level.
When's the WNBA draft, by the way?
It's right after the Final Four, I think.
Alrighty.
Okay. Do you expect her to be drafted?
Yes. Okay. Yes, I do.
Well, and speaking of Erin Thorne, she said she expects Lexi to be drafted as well. So that two credible voices right there.
And me, so that makes 3.
Yeah, I think she has I think she has a great shot.
2.5 credible voices.
Coach, great to talk to you as always. Good luck at Portland and Gonzaga.
Yeah, hope we can do it, and then we'll see you guys down in the tournament.
That's
We
right.
will be there.
Karma!